Let's get started. Big breath in, reach it up, quick warm up. So today we're on the floor most of the time, but we'll need some bands for standing band work. A heavy band and a light band, and then an assortment of weights. Helpful to have the weights down on the floor with you when you start. Let's go the other way. 6, 2 more. Good. Let's do some backstroke arms. 7, 8, and elbow circles. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Taking our arms out, about 10, 15 little circles, a little shorter than we usually do. Then flip your thumbs back. Make sure your shoulder blades stay pinched together. And then we're going to roll our arms. Let's roll them together forward and back. The upper arm in the shoulder socket. And then my new thing that I like to do is confuse everybody. One arm goes back, one arm goes forward. So you can feel the difference in what your shoulder blades are doing in your back. And then bring your arms down and swing them out. Let it all go. Okay, checking in with your hips, whether you just got up or you've been sitting all day. 7, 8, big circles. And the other way. Nice. 3. And let's do some figure eights. Working down towards the knees and ankles getting into the action, reversing direction, brain getting into the action. There we go. Couple more. And let's bring our hands down on our knees and circle it out. And reverse direction. And let's work on our ankles. Get the snap, crackles, and pops going, both directions. And reverse. I forgot to set up my clock. So let's take our legs nice and wide and go side to side. Let me get, let me finish setting up my space. Here we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So you can sink down a little bit lower with each one. Push those hips back. Feel your whole foot on the floor, not just your heels. Good. Now let's come back to center. A couple of shoulder drops. It's because for those of us rolling out of bed, it feels really good. If you're getting up from a desk, it also feels really good. Okay. Let's bring our hands on the floor and just let's start with our bottoms up. Let's go up and down. Just 2 more. And then let's hang out here. Think about pressing back on your legs and coming up so you're in a squat. And just shifting side to side. Getting those inner thighs nice and warm. Let's take one heel up, the other heel up. Nice. Let's do a couple of both heels up. 2, 3. And roll it up. Alrighty, let's get your fitness trackers started. Find a heavy band to put around your ankles. And let's get this party going. Here we go. So Tuesday morning, it's our countdown. This is the last time we're doing this workout. So give me everything you got. Keep tension on the band. If your feet are really wide, you need either 2 bands around your ankles or a heavier band. So your feet should be about hip width apart. Let's go 10 one way. 9 and 10 back. 3, 6, 7, 9, 10. Let's go 8 out and back. 3, 4. Good. 6. So you can sink down to that squat a little bit more. Make sure your toes and your knees are facing forward, that you're not angling this way and pushing through your quads. 6 out and back. 1 and back. 6, and we're going to do this twice. Woo. 4 out and back. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 2. Woo. And 1. Ooh, give yourself a hand, shake it out, wiggle around, grab a light medium band. And we'll go into our upper body work. So you can keep the band around your feet. We're going to come back to it. You can wiggle your hips. It feels good just to move them. Okay, so let's start with pull aparts. You're going to roll your shoulders back and down and use those back muscles to pull those arms apart. See if you can do it with your hands. Instead of being out front, see if you can bring them down towards your hips. And then we're going to hold it out and do little pulses. And gradually bring our arms up. Working through our back, trying to keep our arms straight. And bringing it down. And one more time up. And down. Good. Bicep curls. 10. Hold your thumbs up at your shoulders. We're going to reach up towards the corner of the ceiling and the wall. Pull those elbows out, shoulder blades in. Let's go for 10 of these. 3, 6, 8. And then we're going to start in front of our shoulders and do 8 pull downs. Front and back is 1. Or back and front. So we're going to pull to the back, pull to the front. Stretch across the chest. 3, 4. Nice. 5, 6, 7. Last one. Woo. You can put that down. Shake your arms out. Twist. Shake your arms. Everything relax. Hopefully you've forgotten all about your hips because we're about to do one more round. So hop to your starting position. Find it's much easier to hop with the band around your ankles than to try to waddle. When I waddle, I always feel like I'm going to trip. When I hop, at least it's fun. Let's sink down into that squat, booty back, hip turned on. 10, out and back. Good. And 10, good thing my run is just as long as it is. 7, 10, we'll go for 8 out and back. 8, 6, 3, 2, and back. Nice. 6. Going for 6. And back. Set it, feeling it, 4 out and back. 3, 4, I'm feeling it, I know you're feeling it. Let's go for 2. And 1. Hallelujah. Let's take that band off. Shake your legs out. Wiggle it around, do a little dance. I don't know which of you listens to music while we're doing this, but crank it up. Here we go. Upper body, 1 more round. Just enough time to let your hips simmer down so we can get on the floor and work them some more. So if your band is loose, what I want you to do is make it into a figure 8 so you get a little bit more tension on it. If you have bandage just right, let's keep it the way it was. And let's go for 10. Pull apart. 9, 8, 7, 6. Think about pulling the shoulder blades together, using your back muscles. And then let's go pulsing up. We did 2 of these, we'll do 2 more. I think I was doing them a little slower the first time through. Let's do bicep curls. 2, 4, 5. 2 more. Hold your thumbs up here. Let's go for 10 rows. Really retract the shoulder blades, protract them. Retract, protract. Good. And holding your arms here, up and back. 1 and 2. And breathe. And 4, 5. A few more. Stay with it. Squeeze those elbows in. I know if your band is tight, it doesn't do that. Last one. Woo! Your band is tight, your elbows are still out here, but it's the action of pulling in. You get those lats engaged, you still get strength, even if your elbows don't touch. Let's shake it out, grab a drink, find a spot on the floor, arrange all your weights. Maybe bring your water down on the floor with you. Whew. So letting my arms settle down. So we have our frog pumps, the chest press and fly, our bridges with an overhead pull, dead bugs, banded clamshells on both sides, hollow body holds or banana rolls, and our breaststroke, which we played with quite a bit last week. We did a lot of different positions for working our shoulders and our back in a prone lying state. So let's lie down. Let's get going in about 10 seconds. Bring your soles of your feet together, get into a comfortable position. Knees are out to the side. Press as hard as you can through your soles to lift up, and we'll go for 40 seconds now. Squeeze it up and down. It's not a big lift. We have about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees in. If you're using heavier weights, come up to sitting and move your weights into position. We'll get going in about 3 seconds. So chest press to a fly. Add that quarter pulse if you like. I'm curious if you guys have been increasing your weights with this or increasing any challenge with this move. I started doing this with 12 pounds. So I was a little worried about the fly. And I'm doing 17 and a half now. So every little bit counts, even if you're adding a different color band. We have 5 seconds left. Let's finish this move. Up for a fly, up, and all the way down. Safely put your weights down. Grab an intermediate weight and we'll get ready to do our bridges with an overhead press. We'll go in 5 seconds. So kind of situate yourself on the floor, line up your feet, your knees, and your hips, and we'll lift up and reach. And with this one too, I think I also started with 5 pounds and now I'm doing 12. Good. 5 seconds. And rest. Bring the weight down. We have our dead bugs coming up next. Depending on how your shoulders are, you might want to keep it light. And if you, we're going to set up like so, with weight in each hand. And let's go. The most important thing with the dead bug is keeping your spine stable while your legs and your arms are challenging it. The tendency is to want to pull up through your back to make that reach. And your job with this move is to hold it super stable. Brace as hard as you can. Cinch that drawstring around your hips. Don't let your spine come off the floor. We have 5 seconds left. And rest. So it's the kind of thing where you can keep challenging yourself to increase the amount of resistance. The shoulder is the weak link. So we're going to go into our clamshells, grab a heavy band. I'm not going to go quite as heavy as I started the workout with. Let's get set up and go. A little bit late on the draw here. So it's easy to get complacent with moves that seem commonplace, moves that get done in physical therapy. If you really focus on the intention of the move, which most people don't, including myself sometimes, I get lazy too. We have 5 seconds left. If you're rocking back, you're using your body weight to make that lift. Let's get up, roll over to the other side. If you keep everything stacked and you focus on just that glute, the meat on your booty, doing the work, we're going to go in 5 seconds. You really get the benefit and you really get the strength building. Let's hit it. 40 seconds here. I think we played with this last time too. So I think we'll play with it again this week, but this is just the first round. So let's go 5 more seconds with this. I'm feeling it too. There we go, and rest. Give yourself a hand. Nice work. Let's take the band off. And we've got some hollow body holds. We can keep it simple this first round. If your neck is a problem, you could Support your head with your arms, but let's try keeping our arms down. Inhale, exhale, press your spine into the floor and release down. Inhale, exhale, make that belly hollow and then lower down. The pace is up to you. I don't know that I ever want to get to being able to hold this for 40 seconds, but being able to hold it for a few seconds with a happy back and a happy neck, for most people, is a big achievement. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to roll it over. And we'll start off again, just doing the breaststroke like we have been doing. So feet are anchored into the floor, your knees are lifted, so your quads are working, glutes are working. It's a whole body exercise. We're going to reach forward, keeping your neck neutral. Let's go. Lift up, I, Y, T, squeeze into a W, and shoot through. I, Y, T, make it fluid. It looks like the breaststroke. We have about 5 seconds left. Do one more. And then let's rock back into child's pose. Let's take about a minute and a half here before we start going through it again. So let your body move organically. If you feel like you need to do side stretch, move your hands. If you want to do cat-cow, come up on your knees. Take this minute and a half. Let your body recover. You're doing a lot of work. All this floor work is, a lot of it is stabilizing. Using all the muscles to stabilize your spine, which is core work, right? You want the spine to be stable and supported. So I make sure it feels good. It doesn't feels like the muscles are worked, but nothing is out. So let's take another 45 seconds. Find my water. Pop those hips out. Tell you on the first day of spring, we're getting a foot of snow. What I was saying before the video started, before I started recording. I used to love winter. It was my absolute favorite season. I still love winter, but I am sick of it. It's supposed to snow pretty much for the next week and a half, all the way until we take off and fly away, where for all we know, it's going to be raining and snowing there too, which would be horrible. But I'm not thinking about that. If we're ready, let's get down on the floor again. Bring the soles of your feet together. Lower yourself gently to the floor. Make sure your spine is touching the floor. You don't have to be pressing into it. You just don't want your back popped up. And we'll go in 3, 2, 1. And lift and lower. You can play around with how long you hold it up here and then lower down. You can play around with how it feels to round your back down onto the floor or bring it straight down onto the floor. Lots of things you can do with this move. Well, not too many. There are a few things you can do with this move. You have 10 more seconds. Press those feet together. Make sure your knees are staying way out to the side. And rest. Pull those knees in. Roll yourself up to sitting. Grab your weights for doing chest press. Roll yourself down. And let's go. Quarter and up, out for quarter and up. So the limiting factor with this is going to be the fly. I have no problem
doing a heavier weight through the chest press, but I am feeling it on the fly. So if we were going to keep doing this over the weeks, I would stay at this weight until I felt really solid doing the fly. I think what I might do instead with us is not combine these moves, even though it's fun, and focus on building strength. And maybe that's what we'll do next week. And rest. You went a little bit long on that one because I was jabbering. Grab your medium weight. We'll go in about 10 seconds. Little clock shift here. So bridge with the overhead press in 3, 2, 1. Imagine you're tearing that weight apart. Create that tension in your arms all the way down into your back. Body is working as a unit, nice and strong. Five more seconds. And rest. Bring that weight down safely. Grab whatever weights you're using for the dead bug. We'll go in 5 seconds. So make your arms post, pull your shoulders into the floor, arms up to the ceiling. Legs can be straight or bent. And let's hit it. Only one pair of limbs working at a time. Back is stable on the floor. It's not pulling up, it's not pressing down. You don't have to reach the floor. You just need to give your core muscles a bit of a challenge. 10 more seconds. And bring those weights down. Nice work. Let's grab our bands, put them around our knees. You don't get off easy doing floor work. Here we go. Lift and lift and lift. Good. No rocking back, nice and stable. And then let's pulse up, legs parallel. And let's do little circles with our knee. And reverse. And rest. Give yourself a hand, nice job. So we can roll over. You don't have to change a thing except your position. We have about 5 more seconds. Oh, get ready. We'll do, here we go. Clamshells for 20, parallel leg lifts for 10, and then our knee circles for finishing. And let's lift up, parallel legs. Again, we're not rocking back. You're just leading with the hip, lifting that knee up. Hold it up. Let's make little circles for 5 seconds. And reverse. Woohoo. 3, 2, 1. And give yourself a hand. Take the band off. We'll go into our hollow body holds. So your choice, and keep it just the way we did it, like this. You can bring your arms up here and support your head. Or we can keep our arms up and go for a little bit of a roll. Let's hit it. Let's go. So you want to keep your legs as rigid as solid as you can. And your obliques are doing the turning. Maybe a little bit of momentum, which is, I think, what keeps it fun. Or you can go up and down, and we're done. Whew. Rolling it over. You're welcome to stick with breaststroke, or I'm going to do T raises, thumbs up, lift up as high as I can, trying to get as much movement as I can from my upper back. Good. You can play around with it and see what it feels like to do a Y raise, a W raise. I kind of like doing the T. You get your rear delts working also. Five seconds. Last one. And let's rock back into child's pose. And we'll take another minute, minute and a half here. Let your body absorb the work it just did. Grab a drink of water. Stretch what needs to be stretched. Give yourself a pat on the back. We've made it through 2 rounds. And rearrange our toys. Let's find our way back to the floor. We'll get going in about 10 seconds. Whew, you can butterfly for a few seconds. And let's go. 3rd round, best round, last round, frog pumps. Whoop, up and down, or up and hold and down. Notice how it feels on your feet, on your ankles, on your knees, on your back, and try to make it feel better. Halfway through. It's not a race. Three, 2, and 1. Let's pull your knees in. Roll it up, especially if you're using heavier weight. Get into the position from seated with your weights. And then roll it down like you're getting onto a bench. Plant your feet and let's get going. 1 1/4 chest press, 1 1/4 pec fly. They're both chest muscles, but one is a chest press and the other is a pec. I guess you can't do a pec press. Sounds too funny. Here we go, halfway through. Make every rep count. Back is stable, shoulders strong, hugging muscles on cue. Up. Last one. Whew. Good work. Bring those weights down. Grab your medium weight. We have 5 seconds. Kind of settle into the floor. Make that post up to the ceiling. And let's bridge up and over and back. Notice if you feel like everything is working in sync, that you're not lifting and then pulling like that. So you can get all those muscles synchronized and working together without feeling like you're pulling your shoulders or your low back. Press into your feet. It's the one point I keep forgetting about. My toes want to come up. Press through your whole foot. Make that lift happen, and we are done. Right. Hey. And your lighter weights or your medium weights, whatever you're using for dead bugs. Oh, make those posts up to the ceiling. Shoulders pull down, hands press up, and let's go. Nice. Five seconds. Last one. And bring those weights down safely. And grab your band. Bring it around your knees. The thing with weights, you always want to be in control of those weights. The minute you lose control of the weight, you're using too much weight. Let's go, clamshells. Let's go parallel lift. And circles. And the other way. And down. Nice work. We have time. Take your time. Getting up, you gotta pivot around. Oh, we'll go in 5 seconds. Enjoy the rest while you got it. 3, 2, 1. And clamming we go. Let's go for those parallel lifts. And circles. And the other way. And we're done. Say goodbye to clamshells. Take the band away. Like checking in with how my hips are feeling. And oh my goodness. Why did we put balance at the end? Oh, it's me. Why did I put balance at the end of this workout? We have our hollow body holds coming up. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale. Try to bring your hands towards your feet. Hollow out your belly. And then lower it down. You are welcome to do those banana rolls, because they're fun. And we should all have more fun in our lives. Or keep it simple. Think about rounding that back down into the floor as you hollow the belly. We have 5 seconds left. And hug your knees in. Rock from side to side. It doesn't take 20 seconds to roll over. So let's hang out here, give your back some love. And let's roll all the way over. So if your back is bothering you, And the extensions are hard. Let's come back to something we did in the very beginning. I'm taking more time to explain this. Let's glue your hands to your head. So your feet are still anchored into the floor. Your head is on your hands, and you're going to lift up. And sometimes it's that equal opposite tension. Keep going. The equal opposite tension that makes all the difference in supporting your neck, so you can isolate what's going on in your upper back. Let's go for 5 more seconds. And rock back into child's pose. Pat yourself on the shoulders. Good work. We still have a finisher to go, but we'll take a minute or so here. Check in that your back and your neck are happy. Oh. Maybe let's take this time, put your weights away, since the next things we're doing are standing. Weights in the bands, remove them from the floor. There'll be enough space to do our finisher. We have our single leg squats and our airplane balances. I think it's time to fire the person who designed this workout and put this at the very end. But we're going to do it because it's in our program, right? Last time we're doing it. Oh, catch your breath. I think we'll go another 30 seconds, grab a drink, find your seat. So we're doing 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for the right, and then we'll switch to the left, and then we'll switch to our balancing, and we'll get through those 4 things twice. Okay, let's go in 10 seconds. Keeps the clock on an even number for me, so my brain doesn't have to work too hard. So you can start with your legs crossed, you can start with one leg out, or you can start with your leg over your knee, come all the way up to standing, and then lower down. 2. 5 seconds left. And rest. Have a seat. Get ready to switch sides. Yep, I can tell this is going to be fun already. We can laugh together. 3, 2, 1. Up we go. Whoop. And down. Nice. Halfway through. And rest. Okay, 10 seconds. Let's come up to standing. We're going to do airplane balance. You're welcome to hold the balance or try shifting your hips, opening and closing. 20 seconds here. And the wingtip kind of matches my hips. In this first round, I'm doing better than I did last week, that's for sure. Here we go. Hopefully you're doing better too. And come on up. Take that leg out. Wiggle your hips. Getting ready for side 2. And let's hinge over. If there's anything going on in your ankles or knees, this is going to be extremely hard. And it might be just fine to focus on holding your balance. Good. And let's rest. We have 10 seconds. We have one more round. Uno más. One more round of all of these. And let's go. 20 seconds here. I've had more injuries on my left leg and my left knee than I even want to think about. I do all the single leg work. That's when I feel it. So it's important. despite what you think you should be able to do, or what you can do on one leg and not the other. And let's rest. Honor whatever your body is presenting with you that day. And let's go. Up, side 2, and down, all the way up to standing, not part way. Straighten that knee. Looking good, very nice. And rest. 10 seconds goes by fast. Let's come up, last round of airplanes. Again, hold the balance or add that hip shift if it feels good. Let's go. Oops, for some reason, second time around is always harder. Good, and come out of that, 10 seconds. Last little bit of work coming up. Get prepared, we'll go in 5. Engage your hips. Positive self-talk. Add that hinge. Hold the balance. This is my weak side, I'm just gonna hold. If I can hold for 20 seconds, I will finish the series proud. Without touching down. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Let's create some space. Let's take our hips out side to side. Just loosen everything up. Some hula hoops. So I would say, maybe aside from balance, hopefully that felt a lot better week 4 than it did week 1. Let's put one foot up or one foot out, your choice. And go up, and we're going to face forward over that leg. And you can keep your hands here. You can reach. Your stretch, your choice. So right now our bodies are facing straight on over our leg. What we're going to do is turn out that bottom of the standing leg and face forward so your leg is out to the side, and do a side bend towards that toe. How ballerinas do this on a bar that's even higher than my bench? I have no idea, but they do it. And let's come up and out of that. If you want to, you can keep your foot on your chair, or you can put your foot into your hand. We're going to do a quad stretch. Press down, squeeze that hip forward. Maybe bend the other leg. Easier to go into it. Pressing down into the bench or chair or your hand. Pushing that hip forward. And let's go to side 2. So straight on, right towards your toes. We're going to hinge over that hip, reach for those toes. And then, excuse me while I turn my back to you, we're going to go sideways and add that side bend. Okay, let's come out of that. Down on the floor. And let's start in a Z-sit. So knees are about 90 degrees. The front shin is more or less in line with that back thigh. And we're going to sit up as tall as we can and try to lift up the back foot. Checking out that internal rotation. Maybe it doesn't want to move off the floor. Millimeters count with this one. And then let's bring that back knee up. Just a little mobility. Let's bring your foot up and your knee up. It's always a little bit of rocking with this. So make sure you're not rolling into it and rolling out of it. Try to stay up as tall as you can on your one hip. And then let's bring it down, add a reach and a side bend. Let's do that 2 more times, and then we'll pivot around and do the other side. Looks good. So again, 90, 90, front shin, back thigh, sitting up as tall as you can. Let's try lifting that back foot up. It takes some concentration. And notice what I'm trying to do, it's like I'm trying to kick my butt. Well, that's picking my foot up, but that's not quite the move. So you want to just see if you can lift your foot up off the floor without bending your knee anymore. And then we're going to lift that knee up. So this is that hip's external rotation. And when you lift your foot up, you're trying to force that hip into internal rotation. It's important to have both. So we're just checking in. Let's open external, internal. It's like doing teeter-totter, but in a totally different position, right? Foot up, knee up. Let's do that 2 more times. And bring that knee down. Keep your arm up post. Let's twist across and reach up and over 4 times. 2. Got that nice spinal twist. Just stretch in your back. Now let's come up on hands and knees. Make some big restorative hip circles. Our hips worked really hard today, as did our back and our core. Let's go around the other way. 2, 3, 4. And let's come into thread the needle and stretch out our upper back because we worked it hard. So sink back into child's pose, taking one arm across. And let's switch sides. Let's come all the way onto the floor, your hands under your shoulders. Come into up dog, modified up dog. Squeeze your butt to protect your back and look up and let the whole front of your body stretch out. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Open up your heart center. I will never sound like a yogi. And then let's wag our tail. We did a lot of stabilizing with the spine. Let's make sure we got some lateral flexion. Feels good. Nice. And come up to sitting, roll your shoulders, swing your arms, and we are done. Beautiful work today. See you Thursday.